What's up, what's up, what's up, what's up, everybody? Happy Friday. End of the week, baby. We made it, baby. We made it. I know you probably be tired. You definitely don't feel the same as you felt on Monday. I know that for sure. But you made it. You at the end of the week. You know, you ready. You ready to start this weekend. You ready for these AFC, NFC games and everything. And you know what's funny about that? That's something I thought I was going to start out with. I thought Friday episode was going to be a AFC NFC championship episode. I really believe that. You know, I had so much to say about football. I was like, you know what? Let's wait for Friday. Let's wait for Friday. Let's get the other sports there due. We got NBA going on, Australian Open is going on. You know, we got other things going on too. You know what I mean? Let's not spend a whole week talking about football. Let's wait for Friday. And we got some NBA to talk about, y'all. We got some NBA to talk about, y'all. Rivalry week, man. I kind of like it, man. At first, I was like, what rivalry? I was like, what rivalry? Like, what rivalry week? What rivalry? You know what I mean? Because everybody friends. Everybody like each other. You know what I mean? Like I'm not old enough to recall the 1980s NBA or even the early 90s NBA, but I am old enough to recall the fights between the Miami Heat and the New York Knicks in the playoffs. You know, I am old enough to recall that. I am old enough to recall when teams had bad situations with a team, get traded and then go and then play against that team and explode on them. You know what I mean? But that's not really a rivalry. That's more of an individual thing. That's more like that one particular person got beef with this organization. It's not really a rivalry. You know what I mean? Like, and it's so weird. Like the whole thing with Joel Embiid when he did the let's get ready to suck it celebration against the Brooklyn Nets on what day was that? Was that Wednesday? Yeah, on Wednesday. And Kevin Durant had that tweet saying trash celebration. First thing that went through my mind was, you know, in about like 3 weeks, y'all probably gonna play with each other in the All-Star game. I mean, it's a chance y'all could play with each other in the All-Star game. You know, and so it's kind of weird. You know what I mean? It's like you blast me publicly, and now I'm passing the ball to you or celebrating with you for in an exhibition game. I don't know. And another thing too, why I feel like there's not that many rivalries anymore, is that it's very rare to see one player stay on the same team, right? So it's like a lot of Laker players in the 1980s went their whole career hating Boston Celtics players, and they was never teammates. You know what I mean? Like I think the only time I could recall Larry Bird, Magic Johnson teammates was the '92 Olympics. By that time, that's not the '80s no more. That's the um that's the 1990s now. Unless they was on the team together in '84. I not sure about that. Not sure about that. When they start using pros, matter of fact, no, never mind, never mind, never mind. Because I was thinking about Michael Jordan. I was thinking about Michael Jordan being on an Olympic team that's not '92, but that's when I believe that's when they're still using college students. So yeah, '92. It's the only time I could really recall them as teammates was the dream team. So they will go through their whole career not having to pass the ball to each other or celebrate wins with each other and everything. It's like, man, I could be up in your face this year and the next year I'm traded to your team. Or I just decide to sign with your team because your team, give me the best opportunities for a lot of things inside basketball, outside basketball, and it's like, hey, now we're cool now. We're friends now. No, we're brothers. I'm saying my brothers in the wall zone on the court with me and everything. But a couple seasons ago, I was about to punch your face in front of 40,000 people. I mean, it's kind of hard to want to have beef with somebody, knowing they could be side by side with you one day. And of course, the AU, and they just grow up like each other. They go to each other's events and stuff like that. My wife is probably best friends with your wife. My kids probably go to the same school with your kids. the rivalry weekend is kind of weird because of because like well, what kind of rivalries are we talking about? So when I look at rivalry weeks, I like to look at what what are you going to look like by beating this team? You know what I mean? What are you going to look like by beating this team? And if Ben Simmons would have balled out on Wednesday, balled out, he don't have to score 40, but just balled out and really stuck it to the Philadelphia 76ers, you accomplished something. And your teammates came up for you because they know that this game means something to you. Then you accomplish something by being this team. You showed them, hey, I'm still Ben. That didn't happen, and Philly got the win. But you accomplished something. I'm pretty sure James Harden feel like he accomplished something with his him getting those late game layups that he was getting to make it more harder for Brooklyn to come back in that game. I'm pretty sure he felt some. I'm pretty sure he laid in bed that night like, yeah, got them. Bump Kyrie, bump Warden, I got them. Kevin Durant don't want to choose. He don't want to choose me in the All-Star game last year. Yeah, I showed him something. So I look at stuff like that when I see rivalries. So when I see the New York Knicks beating the Boston Celtics, as a franchise, you done something right there because you're like the number 7 seed, went up against the best team in probably in the NBA. I gotta look at the records. I don't know if that belongs to Denver or whatever, but Boston could probably is the best team in the NBA. But even if take out the record, they're probably the best team in the NBA. If you take out the record, they probably is the best team in the NBA. Not too sure. Them in Denver is really like fighting for that top spot of regardless of record, just best team. A team you could look at months before the playoffs, months before the NBA championship, knowing that they're gonna be in the NBA championship and probably gonna win it. Nobody could beat them. I still feel that way about the Boston Celtics, even though they dropped three games in a row. And I was saying that I believe it was episode 31 where I was I was I was saying like, okay, I'm a little concerned about my Knicks in this game, but at the same time, Boston is kind of going through a little slump right now. So that gave me hope that the Knicks could actually pull out the win. It gave me hope that they could actually do that, and because I mean, look at the teams that beat the Celtics and everything. I mean, the Heat beat the Celtics by 3. The what you call them? The Orlando Magic. The Magic beat the Celtics early in the week. I think it was a Monday game when they beat the Celtics. And I mean, I'm trying to remember who they lost, who did they lose to the first one that started. Oh, it was the Raptors. No, it wasn't the Raptors. They beat the Raptors. So, oh, my bad, the Knicks. Yes, the Knicks. The Knicks are the third team to beat them. So really, really, what there's no real big shame losing to the Heat. What really got my attention that the Celtics is not looking so good this week was the Magic loss. The Magic loss is what got my attention. The Magic loss is what got me to look at the schedule. Who's on the lineup for Thursday night? Oh damn, Knicks and Celtics, and the Knicks is falling in the standings, and Atlanta is creeping up on us, and Indiana is starting to it's starting to break away from us a little bit, and um and we can't afford like losses right now. We gotta get the ball going right now. But then I stopped and I think I was like, well, they lost to the Magic. If they lose to the Magic, they could lose to the Knicks. And I felt the same way about the Lakers for the Saturday night game. Well, maybe I give a chance for the Lakers to get a win against them too. You lost to the Magic. You know what I'm saying? And the Knicks is not a bad team this year, but you're the number one team in the East. I think you're still number one team in the East, unless Milwaukee jump shift them. But I still think it's them. You can lose to the Lakers. Lakers, especially with Anthony Davis is back and Hakimura, I think I said his name right. If he's gonna be in the lineup, getting up 12, 15 a game, like you could lose to the Lakers on Saturday. You could lose 4 games in a row. And another thing that's fair to point out too is a lot of these games are back to back. Magic and Heat, that was back to back game. You know, and even though Knicks and Lakers is not back to back game, I mean you gotta play. You got 1 day rest in between games. Between when they beat the Raptors to the Heat, they had like a 1 game rest, 1 day rest. I'm not sure if that's the norm, if a lot of teams is doing that right now, but obviously the Celtics need a couple of days to regroup. They need a couple of days to regroup because they dropping, they dropping games that they shouldn't be dropping. The Heat's not a bad team. The Knicks is not a bad team, but you're the king of the East. Use potato business. Magic shouldn't even be close to challenging you at all. As goes for the Lakers, but if you lose to the Lakers, I'll give a pass because I think the Lakers is better than they record. I think the Lakers better than they record. They're going through a lot right now with injuries and everything, but it's hard to count on a team that has LeBron James, Anthony Davis, and even Russell Westbrook on the team. And Hakimura is there to. I gotta really make sure I'm saying this man's name right. I'm saying his name a lot right now. Yeah, make sure I'm saying his name right. But he's in there. He's looking like a pretty good addition to this Laker team. If only they can get at least one shooter, just get one shooter, one consistent shooter, and we'll see you in the play-in. We'll see you in the play-in. Just get one shooter, just one. So those are not those are not bad games to drop, but you shouldn't be dropping them if you're the best team and the whole association. So something's going on. They need a couple days to regroup, but they don't got a couple of days to regroup. They got today, in which they probably gonna practice, and then they got a big game tomorrow. You know, like NBA on NBC night game, primetime game against the almost healthy Los Angeles Lakers, almost complete Los Angeles Lakers. So but let's talk about the game. Let's talk about the game. You know, the the one thing I don't like about the Knicks Celtics game in the beginning of the fourth quarter, the Knicks had as much as like a 14-point lead. Handle business, man. Handle business, man. You got the Eastern champs against the ropes. You know what I mean? Pin them down. Don't let them get back up. Don't let them get back up. Just pin them down, man. Put your elbow in their heads. Keep them down. Keep them stable. No, the Celtics broke out the hold, got back on their feet, and then started attacking the Knicks. In particular, in particular, Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. And Jaylen Brown, but really Jason Tatum. Jason Tatum, he played like he's a true candidate for the MVP, and he knows it, and he wants it. That's how he's playing. He's playing like he wants it. He wants that MVP. He wants to establish himself as I'm the best in the league right now.